Hello everyone, Lance Ippolito here, and let's get to some of the names that are, let's actually pull up a full chart view, there we go. Some names that are reporting earnings this week, a lot of retail, which actually saw some XRT, the retail ETF call buying earlier today. It's about 11:40 a.m. Eastern time. There was about 4,500 of the May 42.5 calls for about 31 cents, and then some May 42s for about 62. Interesting. Actually, another 1,500 of the 43 May 26 expirations as well. So actually seeing some XRT call buying. It could be protection on a short stock position. As you can see, the XRT very bearish, the chart. Or which I'm leaning towards maybe a short squeeze in some of the retail names. Obviously, last week it was a bloodbath for some of these retail names. So let's take a quick look at the names I like and for longs and shorts that are reporting. Hopefully the video won't be too long. But Target number one, and this is really the only long out of the clothing stores that I am possibly considering. So Target reports on 5/17 before the market opens. And Target up a little bit today, but obviously Target had actually a nice run off these lows. It was building a base. And then with the uh, big retailers last week reporting really bad numbers, Macy's, uh, Nordstrom's, Kohl's, all selling off pretty hard. Target took some pain, obviously. The reason why I like Target, obviously, technically, it's pretty rock bottom on the daily, even going to the weekly. It's at support, I guess you can call it. We actually broke support a little bit. Usually, I don't like to bottom fish in names like this. The only thing that's really persuading me that it could lead to a short squeeze to the upside and move higher into earnings is, a lot of bad news in Target, obviously. Last quarter sold off, a lot of negative news after that. But what I did recognize is throughout this base here, around the 53 to 55 price level, there was a lot of insiders buying. You could go to like insidercow.com or other websites. I have no affiliation with these. But if you look, pretty recent 39, 37, 32, so early March, which takes, really all in here. So again, right around that 55, 56, 57 level, insiders were buying. So that tells me they probably thought that there was so much bad news that the company was, not as bad off. So you see a lot of insiders buying around that 55 mark and such, acquired around 57, 58, 94. So it appears, insiders buying from directors, executive officers, and such, buying stock. Usually that's pretty bullish, and I just feel like a lot of people are, short Target, so that could lead to a short squeeze. Now, on the other hand, I actually have about a handful of earnings that insiders are selling, like Gap, for example. Gap stores actually had new management, but insiders have been selling Gap for quite some time now. They've really been just disposing of shares, which, this happened around 331 and, some a little older. But if you look, a lot of people were disposing shares around the mid 24s. And I don't see that as too bullish. If I really go down through the whole line as I did over the weekend, a lot of Banana Republic officers, definitely causing some downfall in Gap, Old Navy as well. Not a lot of good news in GPS. I feel like they do have new management that took over. Iffy on that, but the old insiders were selling. Hibbett Sports, the chart is very poor. DKS, there was actually some accounting issues right there. But in HIBB, the options aren't too liquid, but this name just, I don't have any good news on this company. Insider selling, Usually the stock acts pretty weak around earnings too, from my experience. Um, some more popular names: Ralph Lauren, again, kind of a rock bottom chart, hanging out at support. I think this is just a breakdown waiting to happen, maybe down to the 40s. I obviously not one day, but I wouldn't be shocked to see it in the mid 60s, in a couple weeks. Uh, LB, this name actually saw a call buying. I personally think the call buying is protection on a short stock position. L Brands has like Victoria's Secret, which I don't think is doing too well right now. So LB insider selling, BKE, Buckle. This has a huge short interest, so just be careful of that. Could lead to a short squeeze. But Buckle, again, all negative news out of this name. Um, Red Robin, it's actually the burger place. I'm a little iffy on this name. The chart definitely more bullish. If anyone likes to call a top, possibly a play here. And then Urban Outfitters and just a couple more. Urban, negative things from the CEO, insider selling stock, and AEO, American Eagle Outfitters. I was actually at the mall and I walked by the store over the weekend and nobody was in it. Um, there's been some rumors that ANF acquisition, but I think AEO will be doing it, so I don't see why the stock goes up. Speaking of ANF, there's been some rumors. I actually like ANF, not necessarily for earnings, but trader bought some in the money calls in January a few weeks ago, and usually ANF option activity is pretty solid. So hope this helps. I'll try to keep these updated throughout the week. And earnings should be good this week. The earning trades.